Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so on Wednesdays, we have our story problem, and today our story problem is about ducklings because we know in our Reader's Workshop lessons, we have been learning all about ducks and ducklings, and so maybe we can use some of our prior knowledge in this lesson to help us really visualize our ducklings in our story problem. So remember, like we always do, we are going to read this 3 times to make sure we really understand what the story is about. So the first time we read, we're talking about our what's happening in the story, what the ducks are doing, who our characters are. And the second time we read, we're thinking about the numbers and what the numbers represent in the story. And then the third time we read, we're consolidating all of that information and trying to figure out what we're being asked to solve. So here's the first read, and here I go. A family of ducks was looking for seeds to feast on for dinner. They found seeds in the park. The ducks ate seeds. How many seeds were left behind for other wildlife? Okay. So remember, friends, you can pause the video to really think about who the character is and what the characters are doing. Okay. Teachers, I see you're all ready. That's so hard to choose. I wish I had sticks. Miss Hernandez, what is the story about today?
So it's about a family of ducks going to the park so they can eat.
And did they get to eat?
They were eating some seeds.
They were eating some seeds. So at first they ate some seeds, and then what happened? Can somebody add on to Miss Hernandez's story? I love that we get to have this collaboration. Miss Rosales?
They ate some seeds, but some were left behind
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the wildlife. And when you said wildlife, I thought about the pigeons and other types of birds that also are known to eat seeds.
Thank you for clarifying what wildlife is, because that's a very important word that we might not know. So wildlife can mean, just like you said, Ms. Rosales, pigeons, maybe other ducks that aren't part of their family, maybe a cat that's wandering around outside. Hopefully not Leo. All right, so now we're gonna go to our second read, and this time we get to see the problem. I want to remind everyone that right here on the side, you can see the pages that we assign to you. So there might be 1 or 2 pages or more. Please click through all of the pages so that you see what the assignment has, because you might just be seeing 1 page. So I'm gonna click on my next page, and here is what you will see on your paper. You will see these two pages of the exact same paper, because we want to try to give you that support. If you want to do a number set, if you want to try 2 different number sets to really challenge yourself and practice your math strategies. All right, so here's my second read. Oh, wait, I forgot. Before we do a second read, we have to pick our number set. And I know Ms. Rosales is really excited. So go ahead, Ms. Rosales. What number set are you thinking about?
The fourth set that's there, the most difficult one.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to use orange today. So there you go. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that there is also this feature of the zooming in and zooming out, and some of my students have been using it. So you can't zoom out anymore because this is as far as you can go, but you can zoom in if you want to get a little precise with your drawings. So that's something that I've noticed as grading your papers on Seesaw. So here we go. We had 83, so I'm gonna put that in there, and it makes it easier. 83 and 56, and then I'll zoom out so that we can read it. Okay, zoom out. All right, Ms. Rosales, can you read the story problem for us?
Sure. A family of ducks was looking for seeds to feast on for dinner. They found 83 seeds in the park. The ducks ate 56 seeds. How many seeds were left behind for other wildlife?
Okay. So we need to figure out what 83 and 56 represent. So I see my teachers are thinking about it already. So let's start with 83. What does 83 represent in this story problem? Miss T?
83 means the number of seeds they found in the park.
Perfect. So looking at this picture again, this would be the 83. That's how many they found. They stumbled upon all of those seeds. I don't know where they came from, but they found them. Okay. So now this 56. What does this 56 represent, Ms. Hernandez?
The 56 is the number of seeds that the ducks ate.
Right. So we know that there were 83 seeds. Did the ducks eat all 83 of the seeds?
No.
No. So that means that what, Ms. Rosales?
That there were some seeds left behind on the ground.
Yes. Okay. So let's read this for a third time, and I'm going to ask Ms. T to explain to us what we're being asked to solve. Okay. A family of ducks was looking for seeds to feast on for dinner. They found 83 seeds in the park. The ducks ate 56 seeds. How many seeds were left behind for other wildlife?
So I think what we're trying to find is how many seeds were left behind for the other wildlife, because I always look at the question that the problem is asking me to do. And I know that it's how I'm imagining it in my head is that there's 83 seeds here to begin with, but the ducks ate some of it. And so we're trying to figure out how much we have left.
And when you said that, I envisioned, that means I imagined in my head a number bond. So I know that our number bond on the top is our whole, so 83, and then they ate 56. So we're trying to figure out the other number that's left over, right? Okay. So right now, teachers, I'm going to choose two strategies to look at. We're going to look at two strategies on how to solve this problem. And remember, friends at home, you can pause the video to give yourself more thinking and more work time. And then play the video when you are ready, because it's great to solve the problem alongside with us, to really test your knowledge of your strategies and to see if you got the same answer as we did. All right, I see Ms. T is ready. Ms. T, you will be, and Ms. Hernandez. Okay, I'm gonna have Ms. T and Ms. Hernandez share their strategy, and I will write theirs, but Ms. Rosales, maybe you can explain your strategy, because all of our strategies are important, and I know you come up with some clever ones. All right.
You, Ms. Rosales. So I chose the tens and one strategy because I knew that I've been looking at my student work, and I feel like I really want to talk and show our students how to do the tens and one strategies correctly and how to make our thinking clear. So what I did was I did 83 minus 56, and I drew my tens and ones for 83 because that's the number I'm starting with. That's my total. And so I did 8 tens and 3 ones. And then boys and girls at home, remember when we're subtracting, it doesn't mean we're adding the next number, we're taking that number away. And what's really important is I always start with my ones place. And so I see that 56 has 6 ones, and I already know I only have 3 ones in 83. There's not enough. So I'm gonna have to borrow from the tens place. So I borrowed a 10 and I converted it or decomposed it into 10 ones, again, lining them up with 5 in a row so it's easier for me to count. And then I took away the 6. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was left over with this many ones, so I circled it. But I knew this week we're not just subtracting one-digit numbers. We have to make sure we look at the whole number we're subtracting. Did I take out the number that is really there? I only took away 6, but the number is not minus 6, it's minus 56. Mm-hmm. So I had to take away 5 tens as well. So I counted 5 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I crossed them out. And then I counted what I was left over. So I looked at my ones place and I was left over with 7 ones. And I counted my tens place and I was left over with 2 tens because when we borrowed, that one is also not there. So my answer was 27.
Perfect. And look, I was able to move along with you as you were talking.
Yeah, you're doing so well, Miss Akima.
I know, I'm practicing. So it is very important that we know this strategy because it can be the most efficient, and you will be using it in second grade when we start thinking about adding and subtracting by hundreds. So this strategy is very important for us. And look at Ms. Yakimowicz forgot to label her tens column and her ones column. So we want to make sure that our work is clear so that other mathematicians, when they're looking at it, they know exactly what you did, and it helps them figure it out and see what you did and see if you did it correctly. Beautiful job, Ms. T. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Ms. Hernandez, what strategy did you use today?
I actually used a number line, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it like that. So I know I'm starting with 83.
And how do you know
And
that?
in order to take away the 56, in my mind, I decompose that 56 to tens and ones, 5 tens and 6 ones. So I started with the 83. And first I have to take 5 tens for the 50. So that took me down to 73, 63, 53, 43, 33. But then I have to remember to take away the 6 ones and 56. And that took me all the way down to 27.
Perfect. Okay, so you did your number line first, and then you did your hops, and it got you to 73, and then you subtracted 10 more, and that got you to 63 because we're subtracting by tens, not by ones. Subtracted another 10, and that got us to 53, and then subtracted another 10, that got us to 43, and last 10, and make sure that we subtracted 5 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because 5 tens equals 50, and that got us to 33. And then Miss Hernandez subtracted by 6 because we already did we already subtracted by 50. Now we need the 6. So she did hops, small little one jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then counting back, right? 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. And we got our answer. So here we see 2 different strategies on our paper, and we're going to see one more strategy from Ms. Rosales.
So I did the friendly number strategy, and I started with what we knew. And I just pulled apart or decomposed my 83 with tens and ones, 80 and 3 here, and then 50 and 6 here. But I wanted to look like this 3 right here. So I decomposed my ones from 3 and 3. And so I noticed that I had 3, take away 3, that's 0. So I'm going to cross that out, and I'm going to rewrite just the tens. 80 minus 50, well, that's 30. And then I still have this 3 that I have left over, and I took away 3 more. And then I showed my thinking here, which got me 27.
Wow, Ms. Rosales, you must have a really strong idea of your number sense to know how to decompose those numbers and really figure out how to cancel out a 3. Congratulations. And I know a lot of friends at home have the exact same fluency with their addition and subtraction. So you can too use that strategy. It's just thinking a little differently and being creative with numbers. And I know sometimes it can be scary because Miss Yakimowicz, she's a little afraid of numbers when she sees big numbers like this, but don't be afraid. There are so many strategies you can use to solve the problem. So maybe it's not one of these, maybe it's a new strategy that you came up with, and that's okay. Make sure you're practicing our tens and ones strategy because those will help you when we get to second grade. So I can't wait to see all of your work. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to subscribe.